everyone. Welcome to the Zone to Speak podcast. I'm your host, Juliana. Hey everyone. Before we dive in, a quick shout out to the amazing brands that I use and love. And the best part is when you shop with them, you are directly supporting this podcast so I can keep going. Here's the lineup. Cyc Plus, smart pumps for the perfect tire pressure. Down the road, cycling apparel that looks good and performs. New Zest, clean, plant-based protein and nutrition. Oleos, wellness shots with adaptogens and neurotropics for energy, focus, and recovery. Code Age, high-quality supplements like multivitamins, creatine, and collagen. Loop earplugs for travel, sleep, recovery, and noise control. Clearly Not Coffee, a smooth, caffeine-free energy alternative. Huel, quick, plant-based meals for busy or bikepacking days. Shokz, open-ear headphones that keep you safe while training. Frey skincare designed for active people and sweaty rides. All the links, discounts, and codes are in the episode description, so check them out, grab some great deals, and know you're helping keep Zone to Speak rolling. Now, let's get into the episode. All right. In this episode of Zone to Speak, we head to the roads of Saudi Arabia with cyclist and endurance athlete Waleed Mohamed. Waleed has built an inspiring presence in the endurance community, sharing his passion for long rides, desert landscapes, and the evolving cycling culture in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. From group rides under the Arabian sun to the grueling solo efforts across remote terrain. Waleed offers a unique window into a cycling scene that's rapidly growing, yet still largely untold on the global stage. We will talk about how he got started, what it means to train and race in Saudi Arabia, the community that's forming around the sport, and what excites him about the future in cycling in the region. Whether you are into endurance riding, curious about international cultures, or just love a good story from the saddle, this one is for you. Waleed, welcome to Zone to Speak.
Thank you very much, Juliana. Thank you for this introduction.
So happy to have you here. We met in Biking in Brazil and we kept on passing each other day one and day two until I think day three is when I stopped. And I was really following you. And, it was so nice to see you finish the race. It was a tough one. But before all that, what first got you into cycling? Was there a moment or influence that pulled you into the sport?
First of all, I started cycling. I will say recently, just new to cycling, probably like around 2015, 2016. That's when I first started cycling. And, actually, when I first started, I was looking at the people who are doing a lot of tours and cycling. And I can name like the master of them. One guy is called Darren Alf. He has a website, or he has a website. He has a book. He has a lot of things about cycling and touring, and he has a YouTube channel that he teaches cycling like step by step. It's called the Bicycle Touring Pro. He teaches everything. He's really thorough about everything and cycling, and especially touring part.
Wow, how
So
cool.
I was really passionate about what he's doing and all of the places that he visits, and he's been doing it for like 16 or 17 years at that time. So my first thing going into cycling is just I just want to see the world on two wheels. I don't really want to see it in the car, because you're not going to see the same thing that you're going to see when you're on a bike. When you're on a bike, you see things are totally different, totally new, like as is, that I can say. Like, it's the car,
Yeah.
you just go fly by it. When you're on the bike, you can see the tree, how it's made. You can see the house, how it's built. You can see everything as is. It's not
Yeah.
like
You are
on the
more
car, you just pass
immersed
by
in the
things.
culture.
Yes, yes. And you can see the people, you can stop and you can talk to them, and you can, you know, uh, touring on a bicycle is something else. So probably one of the things that made me go into cycling or think or consider cycling was the touring on two bikes. Then I stumbled in one Saudi guy. His name is Umar Al Umair. He actually, this guy is really interesting. He first started his solo cycling in Saudi Arabia, and then he went to the Gulf states, and then after that he went all around the world. He did it like in parts. He did not do it like in one shot. The first shot was like from here to Iraq, and then he did another tour to Europe, and then another tour to America, and then another tour to Asia. So he kind of did it in like three or four
That's
tours,
nice
but
to
he
break it
finished
down
the
so you have the,
yeah, yeah,
manage the
yeah.
time
Because
better. Yeah.
he was working at that time and also doing the tour. So he just where
Yeah.
he stopped, he will come back again and just start doing it. And he had a vlog on YouTube, and it was really interesting to see everything about his trips and everything that he's doing. These kind of things kind of like inspired me of cycling. In 2000 and probably my first bike was a touring bike actually. It was from Trek. It was a 720 touring
Wow.
bike. Yeah. So I got into cycling to tour, not to race or do anything, like that. It's just touring. I just want to enjoy. So I said, you know what? Instead of going deep inside and, let me try something else. So I did these organized tours where they take you, from one place to
Right.
another, and then it's fully organized. Yeah. So I did probably two of those, one in Thailand and one in Sri Lanka 2016
Cool.
and 2018. They were really good. But I would say these are the luxury type of touring. So you do like
Yes.
probably like 40 or 50 kilometer, maybe 100 a day, the max, and you just enjoy it. You have the food, you have everything. It was really enjoyable. You could see the city, you could see the country, you could see everything, but it's not like the real tour, like doing the real
You wanted
tour.
a challenge.
So yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Those are, I will say they were not a challenge at all. They were more of a fun luxury. And I highly recommend the people who starts cycling to do these, to probably that made me love cycling and love endurance more when I
Yeah.
started doing those.
Yeah. It
Um,
sounds
uh,
like a great
they
idea
they
to
take
get
you to
your,
the right route so you don't get lost. Mhm.
yeah.
So they take you so you don't get lost. They monitor you. They make sure that your safety and everything. So and it makes you feel to build the confidence on yourself that you could do it on your own in the future. So
Exactly.
I will highly recommend people doing that at the beginning. Not just diving in something really dangerous or going to like a place that you don't know how to cope with not having water or all of that. So I would say just go with these organized trips and enjoy them at the beginning until you feel confident that you can do it by your own, and then you start doing it on your own. So these are kind of the tips that I will tell the people at the beginning. So probably I will say that was like the beginning of my cycling career. It was more of the touring part.
Very interesting. You were always into endurance straight away because a lot of people find endurance later, but you straight away, you knew you wanted to explore on two wheels. Really cool.
Yeah, and I think probably I will say in 2017, that's when probably a bit of my um, shifted a bit to triathlon or whatever I was doing. Is
Okay.
There was this challenge in December. In December it's very cold in Europe, so people don't
Yeah.
really go out. So Rafa, they do these Rafa 500 challenges
Yeah.
on Strava
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, so you do 500 kilometers in 6 days or whatever, and then you just get like a badge or something like that. In 2017, I remember my first Rafa challenge I entered, and I will say a lot of the shifting that happened in my career, going from like touring and to enjoy cycling, enjoy the groups, and going out with the people. probably from that, evolved from that, because then we had like a group that we managed to communicate with each other, and we kind of did the Rafa 500 together. And from there, we built like this small community at the beginning in 2016, 2017. We built that community that it's growing really big now in Saudi Arabia. So from there, I'll probably say there's a lot of things shifted from that kind of moment. So I went to a bit kind of from my 720 bike to a carbon fiber bike, and like slick wheels and fast bikes and fast rides and something like that. So uh, I kind of say that shifted in me in the 2017 period.
Okay. Yeah. So we started, you wanted to tour and then you wanted a bigger challenge. And then you started doing, some other challenges there. For listeners outside the region, cycling in Saudi might be a bit of a mystery, both in terms of terrain and culture. Can you paint us a picture of what it's like to be a cyclist in Saudi? What's the community like, and how accessible is the sport?
You could cycle from in Saudi Arabia. You could cycle in a lot of places, like especially like in the big towns. You will find a road or route that does not have a lot of commuters and people going on it. So you can find some places to do that, but there is really a good and bad in that. In Saudi Arabia, sometimes there are traffic that kind of and rush hours that kind of like make you don't really want to go in the streets at that time. And also, to be honest, there's a lot of naive drivers like crazy and going wild, and you have to be very, very, very careful, going out in the streets, like in the normal streets. We have to choose where to go to have like a really good ride. So there is, to be honest, not a lot of places to 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 go to all the time, but there you can find a place in a certain time that you go to. And normally we do our group rides like we organize our group rides on based on time and location. So we will choose a really good time and a good location on that time to go to hit the road. And normally we also encourage people that are cycling to have a support car with them, so that would be safe for them and for the cyclist in the group. So we always do that, and that's kind of the norm over here. So it's it, it's growing. People are kind of knowing, though people the drivers know the rights for cyclists, but we still care about our cyclists, so we encourage people to go by to have a support car with them and cycling in the roads.
That's great to hear. Cultural change takes time sometimes, and it's great to hear. A question that I'm sure listeners will want to know: are there women joining those rides? Can they go with regular cycling gear?
Yeah, yeah. uh, there's a really funny story. In 2020, there's a British lady. She was born here in Saudi Arabia. Her name is Nasima.
Okay.
And Nasima, her father used to be a doctor working in Saudi Arabia, and she was born at that time. Her father, sorry, passed away, and she had to come to finish some paperwork here in Saudi Arabia. And she's a cyclist. Her and her husband, his name is Henry, they have a manufacturer of bikes in Britain. It's called Windy Milla. It's
Wow.
one of the manufactured bikes, and it's a custom made bikes. So they do custom made bikes and UK. So she came here and she was kind of surprised about, seeing the cycling community. And I remember she approached me and she said, "Can I, join the ride?" Actually, her husband said that. "Can I join the ride?" I was like, "Yeah, you're more than welcome to join." Uh, when he took the bike out from the car, it was a small bike and he was a big guy. And I said, "This is not his bike, you know." Like 5 minutes later, Nasim is on the bike and she's coming to us, and it was like one of kind of like awkward situation, like, all guys ride and this girl comes in, and I was like, yeah, you're more than welcome. Come in. We like it. And she came. So, I started talking with her, and I said, you know what? The first cycling race for amateurs is next week. Are you going to be here? And she's like, yeah, I'm going to be here. And I was like, okay, here, I'll send you the link. And I sent her the link. And she participated in that race. And that time, I remember there was like 5 Saudi women in the race, and the other maybe 15 girls were from Europe or Asia or from, and she
Wow.
participated in that race and she took like third place. Uh, uh, the thing is, the moral of the story is like there were only like 5 Saudi girls at that time when she participated in the race. That was in 2020. On 2021, there's 18 girls that participate as Saudis. And 25 now, there's like more than 30 girls participate in
Amazing.
the amateur. That's not like the pros. The pro, we have plenty of girls. That's like amateur girls. So
Wow. So you're
I say
almost
it's
doubling the
evolving.
amount.
Women are getting in. Yes, yes. In 2018, I remember that's when the first female groups starts, especially here in the eastern province of Saudi Arabia. There was a group, it's called Wings. They were probably like 6 girls. They had a coach and they were training by their own. And I think that was like one of the things that made a lot of girls be encouraged to join uh, the group. And after that, more and more girls came in, uh, uh, and it's growing. It's really growing. It's really growing. We have in Riyadh there is this group. It's called the RCC, Riyadh Cycling Club. Uh, the founder of the club, Princess Misha'al, she was one day a committee for the female in the Saudi Federation, the Saudi Cycling Federation. She was responsible for the female committee over there. And I will tell you, when you open their website or on their social media, you will find like more than 20, 30 girls in each ride. So, it's really
Wow.
evolving.
That's
It's really
incredible.
evolving. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, we're happy to see that. And it's getting there. It's getting there. It's really getting there. Yeah. You could see it year by year. There's more cyclists, female cyclists in the sport. So that's really good.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And I believe you are working closely with the Saudi Cycling Federation. They have had a major campaign, Ride for Life, aiming to get more people across the kingdom on bikes for better health and well being. Um, do you know what was the motivation behind the campaign? What kind of response has been received from the public? And can you share a little bit of how are you working with the Saudi Cycling Federation?
Yes. So, probably 2019, there was a tragic accident that happened for one cyclist in Jeddah. So, it kind of triggered us, yeah, to find something to do it for the community. So, I kind of at that time I kind of like started doing a video because unfortunately the cyclist was wrong on that accident. It was not the driver; it was the cyclist because he was not obeying the law.
He was at
So
the
we
wrong road or
yeah,
something like that. Okay.
yeah, he was on a wrong road, wrong way, and that's what happened to him. And he collided with another car, and unfortunately he passed away. So we started doing this video that probably in 2 minutes that we show all the laws for cycling, and we promoted that video and we made really good uh, uh, clear to the audience how you cycle, how do you obey the law, and everything that is related to that. So it's safe for the cyclist and for the law enforcement to show the cyclist who's doing something wrong. This is, and we presented that to the Ministry of Interior, and actually it got on their website, and they put it on the website. So it was published from their website, or from their account. Yeah. So after we did that, that's the short video, and it got published from the Ministry of Interior. Uh, we communicated with the federation, and they said that we have to do something for the community, and that's when they first started doing uh, the social part of the federation for the meters and the people who are, the meter cyclists. And so, and everything that is uh, for the community, to give to the community. So they appointed me the head of the Eastern Province, and from there we started. It came kind of big. We did a lot of initiatives with with the schools, elementary schools, to teach them how to cycle, to
Nice.
people who are, yeah, people who are doing some drugs, or getting into rehab. So we kind of like bring them to that. And uh and to some extent it worked, especially for the people who would do the rehab. uh we had more than probably like 10 people. Two of them succeed, and they had their real life. Eight unfortunately went back to what they were doing, but at least we tried, and we are still trying with that. So now the people, they try to motivate them doing their rehab into sports, and cycling is one of the sports. So if he chooses cycles, they will call us, and we will try to communicate, give him a bike, do something with him, and try to maintain his physical ability with us. So that's kind of the social part that we are trying to deal with. Uh, but I will say there was a lot of people who had depression, especially, and coming into cycling, they got of it. And I can remember a lot of examples, but one of them, there was this guy. Unfortunately, he passed away from illness, not from something
Oh,
that's related to cyclists. But it's like,
okay.
but he was a really successful guy, doing a really good job, and everything was good with him. And in his 50s, his son, who was just married, went to in a car accident, and he passed away. His son. So
No.
he was very depressed, and from that he left his work. He said that I'm gonna retire. He made an early retirement, and he was almost going crazy, after that. And
I
he came
bet.
to the community. Yeah, and he came to the community, and he came to one of our rides, and I will say he changed 180 degrees. He said, I lost one son, and now I have like 10 sons, all the kids that are with us in the group. So he
Yeah.
said that all of them are my sons. So, and he had this calling name like,
Oh,
yeah, calling name like uh, Cyclist in his 50. And he made the hashtag for it. So, and he was very famous in the community. So, and I was talking to him a lot, one by one, and trying to let him express what he was feeling. And he was like, Waleed, I was in a stage that I was almost like in the depression. And I will say cycling took me out of all of that. And I'm very happy that I came to this sport. And he was with us until probably like the last day of his life. He was still cycling with us. So yeah. So this is kind of like one of the I never forget about, how cycling can change a person, because I could see it in his eyes, that guy. Another example, we had a female cyclist. Um, she has been born with a disability. Those babies when they come out and then they cannot walk really well, they not don't
okay.
have balance. Yeah. So she's very active. She's really very active. And she got introduced to cycling. I remember when I first met her, she was on a tripod cycle in 2019. If you see her walk, you would say she will never ride a bicycle because she stumbles when she is walking. But
Okay.
in 2019, I remember one of the first group rides that we had her in. She came with us, and she was on a bicycle with three tires. And I was really happy that she was there. Uh, Days by day, now she's in the para team, the Saudi para team, and she's
How
doing really good
cool.
in this. Yeah, her name is Ranim Al
Amazing.
Farayli. Yeah, her name is
Amazing. She
Ranim
should
Al
come on the
Farayli.
podcast.
Yeah, yeah, she's really amazing. She inspires me. I always say that. Ranim always inspires me. She's a really inspiration. 2000 last year, I was on training in the roads, and I was stumbled by like, and I was like, look, oh, that's Ranim, and she's on a bicycle with two wheels. She
Wow. Look
is
at
so
how far she
good that she
went.
yeah, how far? And I had a really nice photo of me and her like in 2019 when she was on a tripod, and now she has a two wheel cycle. So it was interesting, seeing these people. These people kind of, I will say, these people, these are the motivation for us. These people motivate
They're the true
us.
heroes, true heroes.
Yes,
It's amazing how cycling can change people's lives. We are talking a lot about competition and racing and nutrition and endurance, but when you go into the layers of cycling, like you're saying, kids, addicts, people with depression, people with disabilities. I mean, you are transforming people's lives that they find purpose and they are able to make real positive changes in their lives. It's really
it's
incredible.
not changing their self; it's changing the people who are beside them, because they will have a good vibe and energy after that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Um, let's talk infrastructure. The Sports Boulevard in Riyadh is a huge undertaking, 135 kilometers, I think, of cycling and walking paths, green spaces, urban design aimed to promote active living. What role are you playing in this project? What kind of impact do you think you will have on the way people in Riyadh move and live?
Yeah, I probably will say, since 2019, and the announcement of the vision of 2030 Saudi Arabia, there has been a huge, very huge change. His Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman, he made a promise, and I will tell you, it's 2030. What you can see now, we almost hit the goals that he wanted in 2030. You will see a lot of things that happened since then and now. It's mind blowing. It's really mind blowing. And I can name a lot of, like small things, like from sports, like the GDP of the Saudi, from uh, from sports by its own. It's grown to 1% just from sports. So it's a really huge thing that's coming to Saudi Arabia from 2.5 billion in 2019, now in 23 or 2024, 7 billion. And yeah, so there's a lot of things coming in sports to the. One of the things I remember when we go to Riyadh and do the marathon over there in 2020, I remember it was like several thousand. Last year, more than 40,000 participants. So you could see how huge the numbers are going. They say from 2015 until now, 149% growth of people uh, active and
That's
doing
huge.
sports. That's a big number. That's a big number.
Yeah.
That's a really big number. Yeah. We have more in 2023. We have 2024, we had more than 1,000 major events that happened in Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
You know, yeah, sports is evolving in Saudi Arabia. And to have people come and to have all these competitions, you need a really good baseline. And I think the sports billboards is one of them, and it's really growing. So now phase one of the sports boulevard just finished, and it has more than 45 kilometers of like professional cycling paths. So you have 45 kilometers just for, like professional cycling. You have 15 kilometers of amateur cyclists, like beginners and kids and
Okay.
stuff like that. So we have 15 kilometers for them. You have maybe 10 kilometers for MTB, mountain bike race, mountain bike, and you have jumps and you have curves and all of that for the mountain bikes. So it's really growing this
That's
boulevard.
really,
And
really
now this
cool.
is phase one, and they have like probably four phases that coming ahead. So
Wow.
this first phase one is kind of successful now. So we're hoping for the other four phases to be finished.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, the problem here is probably the Saudi Arabia, and you probably saw it in UAE, is the weather. The weather is a factor that in the summertime it won't be as utilized as it is going to be like if it was in another country.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But
well,
other
that's
countries also have tough winters. So it's, when people challenge me about the heat, oh, how did you live in Dubai? How did you train? Well, first of all, even though it's tough because it's hot, you have blue skies. So it's not like gray like a winter. I mean, of course, there are people that prefer the cold and it's fine. Everybody's different. But, and you can still be outside. You do have to wake up
yeah,
very early in the morning to beat the
very
sun.
early, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. But you can still do it. I did it. So if I did it, anyone can. But yeah, Saudi's having, you know, a major change, and I'm glad sports is part of it. And there are some amazing races also that are going there. I think there's the Titans. I mean, I would love to be invited to
Yes.
any of those.
Uh,
And, there's a lot of riders showing stunning desert routes and open roads. What are your favorite places to ride in Saudi, and what kind of routes or landscapes do you gravitate towards?
first of all, let's go back to Titan. Titan, they did it first year in Huel, and 2 years, 3 years in a row in new. Next year is gonna be Huel again. So it's gonna be stunning. And when they first announce it, I'm gonna invite you for that, and hopefully it will that you can come and participate in that race. It's a
Oh,
really nice
I'll be there.
five-stage race. You will love it. You will love it.
I
A
love
really
stage
nice
race,
MTB.
and
Yeah,
one of the
yeah,
reasons I wanted to come on the podcast, not just because of who you are and what you represent, but I also really want to share with the world. I'm so lucky the podcast is being listened globally in so many countries. I think it's important to people to know that the Middle East is a wonderful place. The Middle East supports women. The Middle East supports sports, and it is a great, beautiful life. So
true,
thanks
true.
for being
Yeah,
here. But yeah, so tell me about where you ride.
places right. I was, and I will share with you the information for some of it. Like when the Saudi tour comes, the one in Al Ula, where the major clubs come and race the Saudi tour.
Yeah,
Um, Before that, we always have a 5 day tour for the amateur cyclists. So the people can come, do that, and then stay and watch the stage races for the pro teams. So yeah, you have that privilege of coming
nice.
before the race, and you enjoy Al Ula 3 days, and then after that the stage race starts, and then you could stay and see the pro teams for like 2 or 3 days, how long you want to stay. So we have that every year we do it. The other one we do in the summertime, and it's in Asir, in the southern part of Saudi Arabia, where there are a lot of mountains, and the weather is perfect. You have rain, and you have really nice. And this year is number 9 on the calendar. We did 9 editions of that. So that's one of the kind of best. And we do it also this one in the summertime during the Eid time, where is the holiday for the Muslim people. So that we do it at that
Yeah.
time. So people will have vacation, then they can come. and do that right. To mention, because I was talking to the guys, 2020 22, I remember we did not have females at that time. At 23, we had two females with us on that 5 day tour. Last year or this year, 25, we had 15 girls in that tour.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So
That's a
yeah,
big
so
jump.
it's really getting yeah, it's really getting involving with the female and it's a really good we have good routes. We have the people who are organizing. It's really nice. You will enjoy it. I will share with you all the information about it so you can
Please.
follow it. And when it happens, yeah. And we welcome anyone from outside to come on that. You will love it. You will see Saudi Arabia in the pure way because we had the schedule will be for the full day. So we wake up, we cycle, and then we do lunch together, and then we go and have coffee together, and then we have dinners together, and then after that, prepare for the next day. So it's a really
Nice.
good experience. Yeah, we show
I
the people
love that
all the
format.
monuments. Yeah,
Wow.
so it's a really good one. Yeah, so
Beautiful.
we'll share
Yeah,
with you all the information.
I'll put it on the podcast this episode description as well. I'm sure people will be interested. And we talked a little bit about the weather. Um, with the intense heat, sometimes dry conditions, the environment can be challenged certain parts of the year. How do you adapt your training? Are you doing a lot of indoor sessions, or how do you make the riding more manageable?
For me, no, I do all my trainings outdoor. I really don't do a lot of indoor training.
Nice.
I like to do, yeah, my trainings outdoors. So,
You're
so I
hardcore.
managed to do wake up, yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning, wake up and we start our sessions. That's like
Yeah.
the thing that we do. Yeah, most of it's in the morning time. And actually, we have a lot of groups now. They support that. One of the groups that I lead here in the Eastern Province is the people who wake up in the morning. We had the name for the people who wake up in the morning. So we wake up in the morning and then we do it like after before the sunrise, and then we start training. We have several groups actually. Also do that. We have a group that's called Morning People. It's called like that, Morning People. So they all their trainings in the morning. So they also join us on the training on that matter. Also, the people I would say uh, the MTB people in the summertime, it's really good to go to the desert better than being on the asphalt and the heat of it. So in the desert, it's get a bit colder, cool. So the people MTB doing a lot of good job on that side uh, as well, especially in Riyadh, where they have a lot of places where they can train. So most mainly it's in the morning time. And on the weekends, we do our long rides. We are privileged to have supporters like Wheels here in Saudi Arabia. They're the dealer for Trek bikes. They do every weekend long rides with the groups who are based in the Eastern Province or in Riyadh or in Jeddah. So they will provide them with a support car and also like nutrition and water and hydration stuff. So every weekend we do like 100, 120 kilometers with the group uh, in the morning. So mainly our
Amazing.
training will be in the morning, especially in the summertime. But when it gets winter, no, we can train anytime. And it's really nice to train in Saudi Arabia in the winter. You will love it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's a beautiful, beautiful country. I've been to Jeddah, I've been to Riyadh, but it was when I lived in Dubai and it was mainly business. I didn't have a chance to explore. So it is on my list to go back and really see, the nature, and being that, environment that you guys are creating there, that it's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, one day, hopefully in Al Ula and
Yes.
see the
Yes.
Saudi tour. Yeah, you'll love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have built a strong following online through your content. You have recaps, you have your races. Was content creation something you set out to do intentionally, or it just grew naturally from your passion for cycling?
No, I will say it's mostly from my passion of cycling. It's not like I don't really take time on creating. It's just it comes naturally. I just post whatever want to post. But I really like to document all my races. And when I document, I just document it for several reasons. Mainly, I want to encourage people to explore other races because a lot of people are stuck in like a small window of races, like especially here in the GCC. Either they go to Dubai or they go to Qatar or they go to Bahrain, and that's it. They don't really explore another places in the world. So most of my I document my races outside is just to encourage people to go and explore races. And uh, I remember when I did like my first Xterra, which is a triathlon and a mountain bike, and I got the qualification for World Championship in Italy, and it was kind of like, oh, am I gonna go to Italy, and do a race over there? So it's kind of like, and when I did it, and I was like, why don't people do it? Why don't people, say things about that? Why don't people talk about it? So after that, I did a lot of races outside. Then I did like Ironman Andorra, I did Ironman Nice, I did Titan in Almeria, Spain. So I did a lot of races and I documented that. Yeah. One of the really nice documents was migration gravel race, if you know that.
Yeah, I
Migration
done
in
that one.
Kenya.
I done that one.
Yeah. So that was like a race from another planet, yeah, I would say.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So all
Yeah,
of
you are very,
most of
very
these kind
adventurous.
so most of these kind of like races, I document what I so I can encourage people to get out there and do races out of the places that they're normally to do. And actually, the last one was Biking Man Brazil. I collaborated with a doctor. Her name is Muna Shab. She's a psychologist, and I said, Muna, it's not. I documented a lot of races, but this time I don't really want to document as a race. I don't want to make this one as a people to refer if you have depression, let's say, or if you have
Yeah.
something wrong with you. So I gave her my script or what I had in the race, what happened in Biking Man Brazil, and she will take from it all the things that are psychology important, and then she wrote her part. So it was a small
Wow.
booklet that I share what I was, encountering in Brazil, and I let Munash have put her things as her profession in, how cycling can mentally change you. And it was in this small booklet. There's an online version of it. You can find it.
Okay.
Uh,
Send me the link. I would love to have a look, and I'm sure people would love that to have a look at that as well. It sounds very, very interesting that, she put your thought into a psychological perspective and put it into words. That's really interesting. I haven't seen that before.
yeah. So that's kind of one of that was my latest document about a race, and hopefully it will help somebody. I'm hoping it will help somebody, and that kind of side of. So yeah.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. And I'm excited to read it and share with the listeners. Yeah, you have done incredible long rides and races, so many adventures. What is a typical cycling weekend for you, like comfort zone? Can you share a ride experience that is especially meaning or test you?
Um, I will say there were probably two that I really kind of always put in my mind. I remember when I was qualified to the Xterra in Italy. I was fairly new on the mountain bike at that time. I really kind of like could not know how to control the bike as you know. And the terrain was so different from the terrain that I'm used to, either here or Dubai when I trained. So when I went to Italy, I remember that the course was 32 kilometers and it's like 16 kilometers each loop. I remember when I took the first loop, I was terrified. I was like, what did I put myself in? Will I continue this race or not? Because it was so difficult because we don't
Wow.
have trees here. So when you
Yeah.
stumble on a root of a tree, the bike will slip. So, and I slipped and I fell down, you know. So I was
Hmm.
like, there was a lot of things that are not as I'm used to do. So it
Yeah,
was
you just
very
don't train
terrifying.
for it.
And yeah, and I will tell you, the World Championship Xterra is not a joke. It's a really, it's
I
really,
bet.
you know, yeah, a good, really good race. So I probably say when I finished the bike part, which was normally the bike part is my favorite in all the triathlons that I did. That was the most terrifying kind of part of that race. So I said, when I finished the bike, I felt like, I succeed and I finished, the race. Yes, I got it. Now I have everything. Yeah. So, and
Yeah.
actually, it was on the National Day of Saudi Arabia, the race. So I remember had this beautiful picture when I had the flag and the Dolomitans behind me, and I'm finished, almost finished the race, on the National Day of Saudi Arabia. So that was
Wow.
probably a
Magical.
moment of pride for me. Yeah, moment of pride. I will say that. And one of the things that really kind of I cannot forget is when I was in Biking Man, Brazil. When I was in Biking Man, Brazil, I paired with a friend of mine. His name is Pablo. Pablo is a Bolivian guy. He's from Bolivia, and he used to work in Saudi Arabia. And now he's abroad. So Pablo do his to his work and a lot of stress that his work have with the oil and gas industry. He could not train properly for the race as is. So I would say kind of he was not really ready for the race, and his family was with him during that race. So I remember he said that, Walid, I want to quit, and for me was quit was not an option. So I was like, Pablo, no, you're not gonna quit. And I remember I did everything in my knowledge and the way to persuade him to stay. And I did not want to put his family, uh, using the card of his family until the end. So I did everything until I was like, hey, what are you gonna look at your family? Your son has to be proud of you, finishing the race. I was like, no, let my son know that part of success is failing. So it's okay.
Okay.
And
Makes
for
sense.
me at that time, I did not hear that. I was just listening to the things that I want to listen to. I wanted him to continue with me. So he was like, said, well, no, I'm done. I'm done. He called his family. He was like, Waleed, I quitted this race because of my family, because I want to spend time with them. If I'm on this race, I'm not going to spend time with them. And I'm suffering and I'm not. So let me go spend at least a good time with my family. And I remember after I finished, left Pablo and went on the race, and I was like thinking about his words, and I was like, he was right. He was right. He was teaching his son something from another angle that I never saw. So,
Yeah.
these are the some of the moments of that I will never forget, and I'm proud to have Pablo as a friend, and teaching me every day some things that I really don't consider. So these kind of like things that I really don't forget.
Thanks for sharing that. That was very beautiful. And I think it's so powerful that, you were able to have a reflection on something that wasn't resonating with you. But after you had the reflection, you understand his point of view and even learned from. Um, Yes, of course, we all want to make our kids, family, friends proud and have accomplishments, but I think it's also part of the journey. You know, speaking from someone who has already DNF as well, and I DNF on that race as well. Yeah, I think it's important also that this can also be part of the journey. You know, failure is also part of the journey, and sometimes it's not. I mean, what's the definition of failure? You know, sometimes you do have to stop, and that's the best
I would
decision.
say it's
And if
not
that's the best
failure.
decision, it's not
It's more
failure.
more a learn.
Exactly.
It's a
Yeah.
lesson learned. It's a lesson learned.
Yeah.
It's not failure. It's a
Yeah.
lesson learned. Now you know
Yeah.
what to do to not fail again. You know, so it's a lesson
Yeah.
learned.
Yeah.
Put
Agree.
it that way
Agree.
better. Yeah. So yeah.
And looking ahead, um, whether it's a race or an adventure or you're riding with your crew, what are the most exciting? I mean, what are you most exciting about cycling? Are there any big things coming up? What are you looking forward to?
I really am looking at yeah. I kind of like the mountain bike side of cycling and also the gravel side of cycling. So these two parts are really getting getting me fused a bit, and I kind of like that. So probably I will say one of the things is the epics, you know, doing one of the epics. And if I do
Oh,
that, then I'll go to the other one. So either I'm going to do the Swiss or the Andorra or the Four Island Croatia. Island Croatia is one of like a bucket list thing. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. So I'm planning to do one of the epics and see myself if I can do the Cape Epic or not, you know. So I'll test my limit on those epics first and then see the Cape Epic. So that's kind of one of the things that I really want to do. And also there's a race in Rowan that's called Rowan Epic, but it's not with the Epic series, but it's as beautiful as the migration gravel race. And actually, they say that you see animals more than migration gravel race. So
wow.
that's one of the things that, yeah, the things that, and I really love Kenya and I love migration. So probably one day I will come back again to migration gravel race.
Me too.
That's a race that is unforgettable. Yeah,
Yeah,
I kind of remember a lot of pieces of it. So I really want to go back again.
me
I love
too.
it.
I need to get in shape though. I think it's a great plan. You have a lot of ambition, and I'm sure you're going to get to Cape Epic. And I think it's you have a great plan to test yourself on the other epics to get to the big epic. Um, and for listeners who might be curious about riding Saudi, what advice would you give to someone thinking about picking up cycling in the region?
For Saudi, first of all, I always tell the people who are beginners in cycling, know all the groups. Don't stick to one group. Know all the groups. Go to the other groups and share with them a ride and enjoy, you know, that atmosphere to know everyone. Don't be, you know, cynical to one group or, you know, go to variety of groups. That's the first advice I give to people. The second advice is like, know what you want to do. Are you going to race? Or you want to pick it as a hobby? Or you just want to explore? What is it you want to? Then from there, you can kind of like manage your way to go to the right direction. Like if you want to race, if you're going to a social rides and you want to race, you're not going to be a good racer. So you
Yeah,
need to pick up, you know, get a trainer and get a coach and you know start doing that. But if you want the social part, then yeah, just go to those groups. And if you want to explore the world, you know, join those people that do that as well. So I always just kind of tell them and enjoy what you're doing. Don't you know like take it for granted that I no enjoy. Just do it for enjoyment. So that's always what I recommend for all the new beginners of cycling. And yeah, try different phases of it, like go to mountain, go to gravel, go to, you know, TT bikes or, you know, speed bikes or whatever. So just explore before you settle on one thing because you do might know that you're going to love something else. Like what I did. I did
yeah,
not really go to gravel and mountain until last year or the 2 years before. So that's something I really like. So, and everything changes time by time. So yeah. So I would tell them explore. Don't just be cynical on one part.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. A bike can be so many things. So try it out and see what direction you want to go. I think that's very, very good advice. Waleed, it's been amazing to hear your perspective and get a glimpse into what cycling looks like from your corner of the world. Thank you for sharing your journey and inspiring others to get out and ride. I'm so happy you are part of Zone to Speak.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, and I'm very honored to be on your channel.
This episode of Zone to Speak is supported by Peloton, the ultimate sunscreen for athletes. If you know me, you know I never leave the house without sunscreen, and Peloton is my go to. It's lightweight, breathable, and designed for endurance sports, perfect for any day out on the saddle. And because they are supporting the podcast, you get 20% off your order. Just head to the link in the show notes and use the code Zone to Speak at checkout. Protect your skin, fuel your adventures, and support the pod while you do it. And that's all for today's episode. I want to thank the listeners for tuning in. Your support means everything. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider following, leaving a review, and sharing it with your friends.